welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Valley by Night, River City, our Vampire 5th Edition actual play. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me as usual will be Duba playing Walter, Sarah playing Emma, Rappy playing Iola, Jeremy playing Egidio, and Eric playing Kyle. And it has been 2 weeks since we got together. So who remembers what happened last time?
It's been a while. Went to hotel. Well, no, we found. Go ahead.
It's just we realized that people were killing the casters and
they're geeking the mages.
Yep. We found Solo's lab, and then evicted Solo from their lab before they could be confiscated by the police. Granted, I don't think that would have happened, but we've avoided any potential masquerade breaches.
especially when you guys were leaving and he was just compelling them.
Favorite part was the receptionist watching Breaking Bad while we were doing that.
Yeah, Jolene, or not, oh god, no. Emma is going back there.
Jolene is in the end arcs because the prince screwed her over.
Jolene's coming down, so like messing with Thin-bloods, say less, I'm on my way.
Racks a shotgun.
Has an army of Thin-bloods following her.
Hey Dad, I'm gonna go to Decatur. I'll be back. Bye. Or not Decatur.
Yes, Decatur.
Yes, Decatur.
Decatur.
My brain was like.
So you're trying to cross the
crossing multiple
streams.
streams.
Now you can't keep up which stream is which.
Yeah, I just I just kind of fell into the stream face first.
But yes, I believe everybody was falling back and regrouping.
Is it really crossing the streams if it's the same campaign, same world?
Puddle jumping. We'll go with puddle jumping.
It's 2 different campaigns,
Anyway.
2 different cities, so yeah.
Well, this one's just a year later. It's fine.
And a different city.
Yeah.
Digressions aside. We fucked off.
Next World of Darkness game, Hunter the Reckoning, you get to come through and kill the cast of the previous 2.
No. I couldn't do it.
Alright, but anyway. So yeah, Solo was making his way to a safe house, I think through the woods. Back behind these apartments. It's kind of behind these apartments and the mall. Kyle, I think, had departed and was patrolling.
Yeah, he was patrolling the domain. While they were all busy, he was out making sure that no one else was getting into the place.
Okay. Give me a wits awareness, just while you're doing that.
They'd also passed on to the other barons to, in a roundabout way, mind your mages and casters and Thin-bloods.
What is it, Vin?
Would this be just like a site, or would Scent also be involved?
Scent could also be involved.
Alrighty, one more dice. Well, that's the numbered dice, but there's an 8 on there, so that's a success. 5.
Okay. Let me jot that down so I don't forget. It'll be a minute before I get around to what that might have been.
Will do.
5 successes for Kyle. Alright.
I should keep these 2 red dice out, because I'm at 2 hunger right now.
Now, Emma had headed back to the office.
The office, yep.
I think Walter and Egidio had climbed into the car with her, hadn't they?
Yeah, she was alright, so by default we're also going to the office.
Okay.
Can scatter from there.
Yeah.
All right. Let me. I don't want to handle this.
Carefully.
With like oven mitts.
All right, everybody that's going back to the office. Where was Iola?
I went to feed.
That's right. You'd been keeping watch outside the hotel.
I think the bikers were. I don't know if she was with them or not.
But that's right. You had peeled off. Like as soon as it seemed like the guys were gonna be okay, and it headed off to hunt. That's right. All right. Those of you who headed back to the office, what were your plans for the rest of the night?
Just go back to my haven. It's what, midnight right now or later?
I think it's later than midnight.
Okay.
Well, no, because y'all used the food delivery excuse to get in, so it could have been too late.
10:30, 11.
Yeah, let's say by the time y'all get back to the office, it's more like 11:30 or 12.
Then Egidio will be like, huh. Well, that happened.
Yeah.
Just kind of like leaning back in his seat, like legs on a desk.
Emma immediately like slaps the feet off the desk.
You get back on when she's not looking.
It's like look of I get it now. No, I get this now.
He's just like, so what's next?
We've gotten the word out to at least the Thin-bloods in the domain. Probably let Ada know.
Okay.
Let the
Oh,
other
yeah.
barons know. They'll probably call me because that was a bit cryptic, but... As far as the rest of the night, I am not sure, because we kind of know who's hunting us, but we don't know. I mean, we've got a picture. We're not hunting us, but us as the collective us.
The royal us.
The royal us.
Ooh, the
Alright,
Royals
cool.
now. The Anarch's not going to like that at all.
I will call Ada. I'll just say, all right, well, give me a sec. I'll let Ada know. I'll call her.
It rings once or twice. You hear Ada's voice. What is going on over
Ada.
those apartments?
So, in I have this encounter getting ready for my next D&D game.
You hear kind of
there's
under her
this-
breath, "Oh Lord."
My players are mostly like wizards, and I have this really this nasty thing. Do you think I should go after them first, or do you think I should go after the tanks first?
So you're asking me if you need to geek the mages?
Yeah.
Woodard would have also gotten that text, just so
Trying to think of how she would decipher this conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like,
she's
are you asking
really
if you need to go
old.
after the mages first? Like you've got targets,
just
or
just a strategy, I read about, just to make it a little harder on my players.
I suppose if I was running a adventuring party up against a bunch of mages, I would probably try to take them out first.
Maybe mark on a map where they are.
Maybe mark a map a few times to see where they are.
Shit. Yeah, that's
Gonna come to
exactly
the
what.
office?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I'd recommend you do that.
Yep.
Oh, are you gonna be at the office? I might swing by
At the office.
and see and
Cool.
take a look at your notes.
Thank you. Click. We got there.
The wheels eventually started turning. They were greased. They just had to get a little kickstart there.
Well, the whole having to be careful over social media kind of and tech sort of thing. It's going to cause confusion sometimes.
My favorite part about Vampire.
It is fun, I will give it that.
So yeah, just a little bit later because she's probably still somewhere in the mall, so it's not a long way for her. She walks across a parking lot, basically, a couple parking lots basically to get to you. Oh no, take that back. They're much more careful about doing the circumventing route.
The cutest.
That was another thing I discovered last time was the people over at the cam over at the hospital are keeping a close eye on your domain.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, the
Snipers
cutest
on the
route
roof.
to get around.
But anyway, there's a knock on the back door.
Really gotta get her the code. Oh, let her in.
You're the host.
As soon as the door shuts, she glances around to make sure it's just y'all in there. So all those marks on the maps were what?
Yep.
Tremere?
Tremere, Thin-blood.
People that dabble in magic of some kind.
Don't tell the Tremere that the Thin-blood alchemy is anywhere near. They'll
Break out and around.
break
Takes
out
a deep
hives.
breath. I suppose whoever's attacking us would look at it as the same sort of thing.
Yep.
Just like a caveman would look at a cigarette lighter and a light bulb. That's the same. Or a cigarette lighter and a spotlight.
I haven't noticed any. I guess he has like a distant look, and he's like, interesting. So what options do we have? Apparently, they know where all of the hideouts are in this general area.
No one's, as far as we're aware, she looks over at Ada and Judio. Your havens weren't marked on this, correct?
Ada shakes it. Not on the map you showed me earlier, no.
Mine wasn't.
So just know places that they congregate and the lab that we got solo out of.
And people who are probably less careful.
Yeah.
Probably the Thin-bloods who don't know any better.
They need to
Plus
be
their
taught.
hearts. I think
Or
we said the same
eliminated,
thing.
or eliminated where they're no longer a weak point.
Is it really a weak point when some of them can go in the day and
I suppose if we train them as assassins.
what I'm saying?
Just have them firebomb the cam while we're all asleep, and this all quickly.
Broad daylight firebombing. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. I've let the other barons know. Granted, it was veiled enough, I'll probably either get people dropping by or asking questions later. But pass it around if you know of anyone else that may dabble, and just make sure they're aware to cover their tracks very thoroughly.
She nods her head. I believe me and Solo are the only Tremere in the domain.
The Thin-bloods are passing it around as well.
She nods. We do seem to have a growing number of Thin-bloods.
How many other ritualists are in town?
In town in general, or just the domain?
Yes.
And now your guess is as good as mine. I have a feeling it's not something widely advertised.
Well, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Ada starts looking. I have not heard of any Assamites staying in town. Clearly, we've had a few visit.
Well, it's either that or the Bali takeover again.
Hopefully, we've seen the last of them for a while.
Legido knocks on a wooden desk. Has to look to find a wooden one.
There's at least some wood content in it, yes.
It's particle board target.
Hey, she's just getting it started up. Give her a second. The stuff in the office is nice. IKEA.
The only other thing I can think of is trying to bait certain people out, but that would prove risky, especially if there are already any points in the general direction of the hospital watching.
Question, are most of the points marked on the map, are they scattered throughout the domain, or are they concentrated more towards the hospital side of the domain?
It was the bar, the mall, Solo's apartment. Well, the apartment he was using as his lab. It was the
Place
I
where
believe
Thin-body-
the place where the Thin Blood was murdered, and then
the one lady's-
the murdered guy's buddy, her house was marked.
Okay.
BT, let's see, B-Town MC's in the chat. Thank you for coming by.
Hey.
And yes, we know the audio's low. I've been fiddling with it. I can't seem to get it fixed. I'm gonna have to reach out for some more help between now and next week. But
I'm sorry if you wanted to listen to this and music at the same time. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, we've got the volume for the players cranked up as high as it'll go.
We've tried, but
Yep, we're getting there.
It's ASMR. We're just gonna go with it's an ASMR.
ASMR vampire.
wow. Well, if we want to get technical about it, technology.
Yes, the overlay is very nice. Sarah did the overlay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She generally does our overlays.
She's very good at it.
At least after the first season, they saw what I could do the first season, and she's done them ever since. I think.
Let us take this from you, sir. Let me bear this burden.
Mm-hmm.
I will bear this for you.
I will Sam this.
Yeah, Egidio just like bait. He still keeps saying bait over and over, but like he's like, no one wants to willingly become bait.
No. And we don't know who we'd be baiting in. If we're baiting them in, I would rather know who it is and what they can do before we decide to put one of our own out there.
I guess.
You guess?
Yeah, Ada, but Ada just flat out goes, "I am not going to be baked."
I won't ask you to be bait.
So if I
You're
could make a
way too
life-size homunculus, nah, take too far too long.
Oh,
How
come
long
on,
do
you
those
look
things
like
take to make?
It varies.
What were you saying, Sarah?
she was like, you looked just so excited about it there for a second, like you found a new research project.
Unfortunately, being your accountant keeps me busy enough.
hopefully we can become less busy so you can pursue a bit more intellectual pursuits.
Not with probably not while the war is going on.
Yeah. Being us the front lines to do that.
So she takes her leave. If y'all hang around for a little while, over the next couple of hours, you have a couple of emissaries from some of the other barons show up. Just wanting, explanations, make sure they understood what you meant with that text.
Yeah, she would explain that and show the picture of the 2 people that Iola got when they were at the Dead Men's.
Okay. Yeah, they'll definitely keep their eye out for them. They'll warn. They will warn their own Tremere, of course. Not that there's a ton of them in Decatur.
Yeah.
They'll have to get with their census takers as far as the Thin-bloods. The emissaries, I thought they don't really know how many Duskborn, that they've got in any particular domain.
She'd let him know, too, that the one that's kind of, at least, not the de facto leader, but interacts with them much more than the others, is also passing around the information, too. There may be some overlap. She's not sure how much the Duskborn would cross domain lines sharing informations, but they're probably a little bit more loyal to each other than standard clans. Just out of necessity.
Did we also show the map to this person? Or
We
did we
can.
show the map to? Yeah, we show the map to the emissaries.
Okay.
They've been just as they come by, just explain. They've been, they knew where these people were dwelling and or keeping their stuff. So to lock it down a little more is my suggestion.
Okay. They'll take this information back. They'll warn their Dustborn. They'll warn their Tremere, and basically have everybody, tell everybody to be extra alert about, being careful about keeping their haven location secret.
Havens and labs.
And of course, they'll be keeping an eye out for your 2 suspects there.
As they come by, she'll also ask if they've had any large dog reports or anything in the other domains that couldn't be explained with, someone just owning a very large dog in the area. Is it a were? No, it's a bull mastiff.
They can't think of anything. There's not really wolves in the area, but you do have gangrel in the area, so and of course it's Decatur, so there are coyotes on the outskirts. But
That's probably where they are. Let them stay on the outskirts.
Yeah.
But so that takes up the next few hours. Iola, after you finish, because you did your hunting last time. I think we made those rolls last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right. So what does she do when she finishes up her hunting?
Oh, she said so she kind of went hunting to then go help them if they needed it. So would she have heard the police sirens and whatnot? Or them leaving?
You would know. Yeah, you'd probably become aware of the police activity as they were shooting off texts to the other barons and stuff. I got to imagine if you weren't around, they'd shot one off to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else you're planning to do. Y'all kind of pass. Iola can go home or back to the office, or whatever you wanted to do.
I should probably go back to the office if she knew that's where they were going to go.
Okay, then you're probably there for some of the other people showing up and getting everything explained to them. But that'll take the next several hours for y'all. And if you,
It's nap time.
if you're not planning anything else, then eventually y'all make your way back to your havens, carefully, I assume.
Definitely a more circuitous route.
Oh, yeah.
Egidio activates will reflexively activate all his hide bullshit.
Iola will take a couple of passes in different blocks before heading back.
Okay.
Now that I've seen positive ID on the assailants, do they look like the people who were initially stalking Egidio like a few nights ago?
Who was stalking in Egidio?
Someone was stalking him because like
Refresh my memory.
somebody was like not like was behind him and was trying to like come up on him, and then Egidio hid really well and like got through the other way.
That was in the neighborhood, out in the neighborhood close to where you lived, correct?
Yes.
There was a person in a hoodie walked by.
Yep.
Now, if I recall right, you did not get a good look at that person.
Don't recall.
So, if you threw these guys in a hoodie, could they have been that guy that you saw in a hoodie in the dark? Maybe,
Okay.
You haven't been close enough to these guys to get that gauge of their height, so who knows?
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Then as he leaves this evening, he will activate heightened senses specifically to like listen in for footsteps behind him as he's walking to his haven.
Okay. You get there without incident.
Yep.
Kyle, eventually you have to wrap up your patrol. Nothing overly exciting happens.
Okay.
Oh, we have a new follower.
Ooh.
Canaanite Chronicles.
New follower.
Hello.
More vampire groups. Let's go.
We know
Okay.
the audio is very low. We apologize.
Mhm.
Yes, we are having technical issues with that.
Hopefully be better next week.
We can only hope. I'll have
Put the
to,
headphones on.
Mhm.
I'll
Join
have
us
to
in
hit,
ASMR.
I'll have to hit Otter up. He offered to help, and I really should have hit him up this week.
We'll get it sorted.
Yeah. So anyway, you return to your havens. The sun rises. You sleep, and eventually you awaken. Give me them rouse checks.
I have to use digital dice.
Yeah.
All right. Still at 2.
I'm at 2 now.
I'm still at 3, so I'm gonna go hunting tonight.
Okay.
Yep. Guru. Digital dice.
What's the GDO's hunger at?
2. He's fine.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, he's chilling. It's just annoying.
And then what about Walter and Kyle?
Kyle's still at 2.
Okay.
I made my roll.
And Walter?
Oh yeah, it's I'm not on the right page. There's the right page.
Hi, Colby.
I'm at 2, but if it is time for that rise check, go ahead and do that. Yoink. Hey, I don't get hungry.
You don't get any hungry.
Here, back, Colby.
Woo.
All right. Iola, what do you do when you first wake up?
Mess with the cards. Give me a second.
Okay.
Pop, pop, pop.
Canine Chronicles in the chat. And yes, the audio is definitely low. We are aware of it. We can't seem to get it fixed, though. Hopefully by next week. Hopefully by next week.
Crank it up in the headphones. Join us for ASMR Valley by Night. Listen to our dulcet tones yelling at Jason, going, I knew it! I knew it!
You didn't.
Knight
know
of
it.
Pentacles upright.
9 of Pentacles.
Knight.
Oh, excuse me.
Knigget.
I gotta really take a day and shuffle these cards really well.
This knight has the patience to accomplish all his given duties and is considered by others reliable and committed to his work. Upright keywords: practical, reliable, efficient, stoic, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, patient, conservative. That seems to be relatively positive stuff. I think it definitely something I think Iola would be willing to go outside that night.
Yeah.
It's all about hard working and diligence. Okay. So what hard work and diligence is Iola going to get to?
Try to figure out where these guys are, probably. So she's going to see if she can call on a premonition.
Okay.
And rouse for that. I am good, and that was a 10 on my rouse checks. I don't know if that gives me anything extra for premonition or not.
No, it just means you don't get hungrier for using it.
Okay.
Alright.
Ooh, 2. Damn, only 110, but 2.
Alright, so premonition. And you said 2 successes. Oh. 2 successes, okay.
Yes.
The 10, there wasn't a second 10, so that's not a crit. You get the feeling you don't need to be alone. You think you need to hang out with the guys.
Okay.
Not super helpful, but 2 successes. You just get this vague sense.
You're going to put in group chat. What's everybody up to?
Walter, what are you doing when you first wake up?
Probably same as always. Checking messages, checking Discord, seeing what wonderful news his beloved Nosferatu can drum up from around the domain. If there's any to be had. Or if there's any delicious rumors going about of BS3 out in Decatur.
There was a little bit of remodeling going on at the hospital across the road from you. Yeah, there's a news article about it. Y'all have not seen any of this, but there's been a news article about that.
He'll definitely make a note of that. Like, alright, so I'm just send to Kyle.
Oh, let's see. There's the hospitals in the city are asking for people to donate blood.
Hey.
Since a lot of the usual ways, usual blood drives and stuff aren't going on because of COVID.
Shittiest marketing paid off.
Yeah.
No, this is the hospitals, and it's the hospital setting stuff up.
Shittiest marketing.
They're stealing my marketing plan.
I stole your Facebook post.
Some cam was like, "That's a good idea. Why didn't we think of that?"
We own all the hospitals in town. There's a few reports of gunfire around the town.
Mm-hmm.
But no reports of anyone being injured. And not like huge gun battles, like there'd be a couple of shots. Enough that it alarmed people enough that they called it in.
An active shooter event.
But the police, have no idea what was actually going on.
Fair enough.
They're stressing to people that they realize they may be getting bored, but no firing weaponry in the city limits.
Got nothing better to do.
Feels very American.
Now I got all this ammunition, I can't go out and use it. Well, the air looks like a good enough spot to waste it.
Ah,
Well, he'll compile the information, kind of, jot it down, and then probably wait a little while longer before maybe heading over to the office.
Okay.
But when he sees the message of "What are you guys doing?" he'd probably, when he wakes up, probably responds, "Yeah, probably doing some light office work."
Okay. Egidio, you wake up.
I text the group chat planning my next D&D session. I guess that's my thing now.
okay, now Egidio has to host a real D&D game in universe.
It'll just be a one shot where I'm running the game.
No,
Playing a game
it'll be your
or playing a
player.
game.
It'll be your characters playing D&D, but you're still rolling using vampire rules. So it's like one of your stats, and whatever skill we decide gaming goes under.
Oh god.
Which will get boring really quick because y'all be rolling the exact same skill every time. But we'll do like a combat where it's three rounds and we're out.
3 rounds and we're out would be really good for. Anyway, that's a tangent. I will get up. Do a little loopsy around the domain, quietly and stealthily because I can, and because I know there are people that. Now I know there are people that are actively geeking mages, and while nobody knows I'm a mage, that doesn't mean they're not gonna try.
When you walk out of your basement, you step on a towel, and you look around, and there's towels and washcloths and bedclothes just scattered all over the place.
Respect. Are any of them stained with anything?
No, your ghost didn't get that creative this time.
No ectoplasmic goo.
I don't know if the spirits in vampire necessarily do that.
Things
Probably
to
not.
research.
Egidio will be like, "Morning, Mildred." Just very casually walk towards the door as if he didn't just see 40 hand towels and washcloth and stuff all over the place. Sees one, I'm like, I didn't even buy that one.
Clearly, she's stealing him off the lines from the house next door. Is that allowed? Can ghosts do that?
Stealing it from a Target. And then yeah, I will activate my Cloak of Shadow, Shadow Cloak, not Cloak of Shadows. It's a different power.
Yeah.
And just head out, go about my business.
Give me a dexterity or athletics roll, if you would.
Interesting.
If you can dodge a wrench, wait, no.
It's kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
Dexterity. Boop. 2 successes.
As you're walking to the door, just ignoring all the washcloths and bedcloths, the sheet that you're walking on gets jerked. With 2 successes, you don't face plant. You just sort of stagger forward and catch yourself. You look back just in time to see the cloth settling back down to the ground.
I am aware of your presence. Is that what you want? I'll turn back. As I turn back, I activate Sense the Unseen.
What did Mildred look like in life?
Imagine that she was like the mom from that '70s show. Just in that, like that, but that's how she looked in life. In death, she's probably like super distended jaw and like distorted features and stuff.
So like Kitty?
Yeah, Kitty from that '70s show. Like a real like, she's from the generation before, who owned the house previously.
So yeah, you see that.
He'll
And she's basically walking away from you with her arms crossed and down the hallway.
I will pay you attention when I return.
Treat the ghost in your haunted house like a cat.
Kind of acting
She's
like a cat.
acting like one. And he'll exit and do his stuff. Take a circuitous route too. He goes to the dead man's drink and then stops himself and is like, wait a minute. And he goes to the office. He's like halfway to the dead man. He's like, wait a minute. So he probably gets there, if not last, second to last or something like that.
Okay. Well, I don't know, because Emma's got a hunt, so that'll take her some time. Of course, she's got a car,
Yeah.
so.
She would have put in the chat, I'm going to pick up food before heading into the office, so you guys might beat me there.
All right. And how is she going about hunting?
It's too early to try and find someone asleep, unless you can find a night shift. But she had kind of, around her apartment, kind of picked out who would be night shift.
Yeah,
Or
if she
not
wants to.
night shift,
If she wants to hunt in her apartment proper, or in her apartment building proper, then yeah.
Out of necessity of needing to kind of get the day started, figuratively, the day started quick, she will hunt in her apartment building for someone that she's kind of one of the people that she's kind of memorized the schedule of, that she knows would be probably asleep at this time due to work schedule and stuff like that.
Okay. So I think that means you need to make a what was the dice roll you had to make? Was it stealth related?
Dexterity stealth.
Yes.
She has a specialty in break-in, so she's fine there. So
Yeah, in this case, the breaking would definitely factor into that.
I will roll for that. Are we doing it as stealth? Or are we doing it as large?
Ooh, stealth
with
or
the
larceny.
with the feeding specialty, it says take a specialty skill in stealth of break-in. So I don't know if it would count as larceny or not.
Probably go ahead and go with stealth and use the break in.
Okay, stealth dex for break, or just straight stealth?
Stealth dex.
So 2 10s on the red, so there you go. But everything, yeah, she would have got that one, even with, yeah. Bestial success.
Ooh.
Why?
Ooh. What do I want to do for a bestial success?
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Yep. Or messy, oh no, it would be messy critical.
Yeah, missing critical. It's bestial failures. It's missing critical.
Crossing the streams, going face first into them. Maybe there's no way she can, like, close the door back or something. I will say before she gets started, she would have known who has, like, a ring camera and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Trying to look at... Alright. Character succeeds as with a regular critical, but like an animal would, not being capable of foresight or self-control. And how hungry were you?
She was at 3. She was a mite peckish.
You don't have no complications. getting into the apartment. You know this lady works nights. You know she lives alone. You know she doesn't have a ring. You know any extra added security at least her outside door. So you slip in without any trouble. When you see her laying there, a little vein in her neck, the beast just takes over, and you drain her dry.
Fantastic.
Take a stain.
Ooh.
Stain, but I'm at 0 hunger, or what,
Yeah.
1 hunger now? Or 0
Zero.
hunger?
It's
Zero
zero when you kill
hunger.
somebody.
Fantastic. Where do I mark the stains? Is that on...
That's just something you
Chronicle?
keep track of later.
Okay, I'll find somewhere to put it.
Yeah. At the end of the end of the campaign, end of the session, where you make a roll with your humanity to see if you feel bad about it and it goes away, or if you go, I don't care, and your humanity drops.
That would be bad.
Would
Okay.
it though?
She's got to make a call when she comes back to her, out of her little bit of hangriness.
No Golconda for you.
No Golconda for me. Technically, one of the things, because I was reading the lore sheet for Golconda, is letting the beast have the reins sometimes, giving into frenzy, and then being able to resist it because you gave into that frenzy. But anyway, she's making a call. She knows someone that's good at hiding bodies.
Okay. I'm going to guess that it is our dear Mr. Luna.
Yeah.
So, GDO, you're walking, you're
I think truly it's the text where she goes, I'm gonna get something to eat before I go into the office, as he's like halfway to like the dead man's street. He's like, wait a minute. And then he's like, ah, shit. And then he starts walking towards the office.
It's on autopilot.
So yeah, you're kind of looping around the back side of the domain. You made about half the distance when you get the phone call or the text from her. Were you texting him or phone calling?
Phone call.
Yeah, you get a phone call from him.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna shoot you. Could you swing by an address? I'm gonna shoot you. I need some assistance moving some stuff.
Moving some stuff.
Moving some stuff.
Moving some stuff. Oh. Yeah, I get. I mean, do I need
you.
my stuff?
Yeah, if you can
Move
bring
your
your
stuff?
usual kit that you use to move stuff, it's probably a little bit easier with your equipment because I just don't keep that around, unfortunately.
You really should.
I really should invest in
It's like
some.
everyone should have jumper cables. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll be there in like 15, I guess.
Yep, it shouldn't take that long. Or you're heading in?
Well, truly, I was almost at the dead man's, and then I remembered. Oh, wait, we're not going there right now.
Yeah. I'll drop you the address.
Alrighty.
Drops him the address.
Yep.
All right,
And
it's an address to some apartments.
Alrighty, and he will make his way that way.
In the meantime, Emma will have found the keys, locked the front door again, and moved her car maybe a little bit closer.
Okay. Kyle, what are you doing when you first wake up?
Good question. He'll drop by the dead man's first.
Okay.
With Shiloh. Basically to check in, see how things are going.
This early when you pull up, there's some people eating in the picnic tables y'all set up in that corner of the parking lot, or by the building, I should say.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Business seems okay by the standards of the day, anyway.
Okay.
Drive-through seems to be fairly busy.
Alright.
Zeke's still there.
Zeke, how are things looking?
We're still not up to what we were before lockdown, but we're having a pretty good night tonight.
It's good. Anything I need to know about?
And he goes down a list of, we're a little low on this, kind of goes over a little bit of the month's finances with you. Nothing super in depth, but
Yeah.
but overall, it's been a fairly quiet week, which is something he seems really appreciative of.
I bet he is. All right. Well, Well, I'll leave it in your capable hands then. Places to be, nonsense to avoid. Usual.
Tell him I said hi.
Will do.
I'm having an existential crisis half a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure it's even half a mile. But
Feel the vibes.
So after checking in on the bar, what's Kyle doing?
That's a good question. See, the message already went out that the majors are getting geeked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all took care of that the night before.
Okay. Is there a park in our domain?
No, not in the domain proper, no.
Okay, so one outside the domain is sort of like Free Willy territory. I said that specifically to see Sarah's face.
What? She doesn't like whales?
I don't know.
No, I'm just like, there's orcas here?
I mean,
Watch your boats, folks. Watch your boats.
they're
Particularly fucked up gangrel.
well, there's that. There's actually a sub-clan of Gangrel that are like aquatic, believe it or not. There's also the Farah that have aquatic shifter forms, were sharks.
Y'all wouldn't know anything about those.
Terrifying.
Yeah, we wouldn't know anything about it, but it's because I happen to love World of Darkness.
Okay.
I'm just picturing the old Street Sharks cartoon, except World of Darkness.
There is a Julian Harris Park
Mm-hmm.
that is a half a mile or so, maybe a mile, kind of back behind the domain.
Okay.
Like you were headed out of town. There's the Jack Allen Soccer Complex. There's a golf shooting range, or golf driving range down to the south of you. But that would be that Julian Harris park would be the closest to you, without crossing over into Cam territory anyway.
I was muted, but Tiny Human says goodbye.
Goodbye, Tiny Human.
So I was distracted by the child who wanted a hug before she went to bed. You'll head to the one south of the domain.
The golf driving range?
Yeah.
Okay. It is closed at this point.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to...
Alright, what triggered that?
Probably the GIF, but I'll delete it.
Oh, wait, no, let me see it. I was in a private chat somewhere. Where are we?
Oh my lord, what the hell?
Nice.
What was in the water?
Seal, probably.
Oh,
Orcas
poor
are-
seal.
Orcas are horrible.
They are, yeah, they are.
Yeah, no antlers, so it's not a moose.
They have eaten moose, though. Moose swim, which is an even more terrifying thing to consider.
Moose dive.
Yep.
They do.
They
And-
eat
and that-
seaweed.
And that is how moose become food for orcas. I'm aware.
Nature.
Anyway, so he'll head there with Shiloh,
Okay.
and let me pull up his sheet again.
Are there moose shifters?
I mean, maybe.
Interesting.
There were giant ground sloth ones at one time.
Moose
Like-
shifters.
aren't-
would
Like
be
you have a lot.
fine.
You have a lot of extinct
Aru.
species of them.
Gonna make a rouse check. I succeed,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use Feral Whispers. And I see if I can call some like crows or something to me. If there's any in the area.
Okay.
Birds. Yeah, crows, because they're fairly intelligent.
Yeah, they're quite
Crows
intelligent.
and ravens.
Corvids, yes.
They may even be domesticating wolves in Yellowstone, or at least training
Yes.
them.
Which is,
Becoming allies, which is even more terrifying.
I mean, it's funny to think about, though.
Mm-hmm.
Can I need it? So to make the rouse check.
Okay.
So if there's any about, they get called.
Okay. You have a flock. You have a murder of crows show up,
Okay.
or how if the power specifies how many show up, it's that many. But, you know.
An attempted murder.
Yeah, let me.
Murder? Murder.
Where is the display?
So it's not all the crows.
Okay, so if rational for animal type says because a simple communication requires no dice pool. This thing's worded weird.
All right, you can summon a chosen type of animal.
Yeah.
So the animal must be present to
orcas.
answer. There's ravens or there's crows around. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Nothing prevents a vampire from trying to summon an orca in Central Park, but success seems unlikely.
Okay, so summoning animals uses a charisma animalism roll. Okay, so the roll. So I didn't get any hungrier. To summon them, it's however many are summoned is charisma animalism.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3.
No, try to summon the orca. Do it.
Willpower reroll because that was all failures.
All right, reroll 3 of them.
Never mind. They're all failures again.
It just doesn't want you passing at all.
I guess, yeah.
No birds for you.
Yeah, so no bird's answer, I guess.
The crows hear you. They look up. Do you know how late it is?
What do you think I am, an owl?
And because I don't need to make any kind of a check for a familis, just look down at Shiloh, it's like, well, they're rude, aren't they?
He just snorts at you.
Well, Shiloh talks too.
But only to you because you got the ability to correct.
Yes.
Now you don't know what you needed birds for anyway.
I think it'd be even funnier if Shiloh, even though he could talk, just chooses to snort.
That'd be on point, though.
Shiloh, like the owner, is a dog of few words.
Yeah. Yeah, it's free when used on familis.
Well, that allows you to give more complex instructions. I mean, still probably only up to a point, but
Yeah. But with the Bond Familis, it lets me give commands. Because normally with just Bond Familis, I have to make a roll for complex commands. But with Feral Whispers, I can issue commands like I would to a human ghoul.
gotcha.
And I don't have to make a roll if I'm using Feral Whispers specifically to talk to the Familis.
Yeah, it just means you can just talk to him whenever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which he's absolutely going to be doing next time I have a big meeting. Just talking to the dog.
I'm sure the other variants won't look at you weird though. I mean, the gangrel won't for sure.
Yeah.
Shiloh's now the 6th Baron of the Neighborhood Watch.
Now Shiloh's like, okay, no birds showed up. Are we good?
Yeah, I was just testing it out to see if it could work. I know I can talk to you. That doesn't. It's easy to talk to you because we're connected. Wanted to see if I could get any other animals to answer the call too.
What? I'm not enough for you?
No, you're perfectly fine. Just scratch behind the ears.
All right. Hang on, I'm gonna go pee on this building.
Go for it.
Okay, this building's mine now.
Fantastic.
The domain has been expanded.
Want to get the fence too, just so everyone who walks by knows it's yours.
If you told me ahead of time, now empty.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nah. All right, let's go.
All right, he goes and hops back in your vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a truck you bought.
Yeah. Well, it's truck he's had. He's using it now that he has a dog. As you're driving back, so do you want to hang out at home or do you want to stay with Emma for a little while?
When can I move around with you?
Well, I happen to be quite fond of you, and the things that I'm hunting are quite dangerous. I would rather than...
It's safer to hunt in a pack.
That's true, it is. But in this case, what I'd like you to do is keep an eye on our pack. Can you do that for me?
Alright, I'll keep an eye on him.
Alright, thanks.
He doesn't look happy about it, though.
I will give you treats when we get home.
But you know from experience, he'll be less apathetic about that when the treats are actually present.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Iola and Walter would probably get to the office first. Emma and Egidio will be somewhat delayed.
I will say Kyle will be heading for the office after that.
Alright, Egidio, you get to the apartments.
Alright, what do we got here?
So
I'll text Emma the emoji that's just a dude standing.
Emma probably would see Egidio walking up because she's just very paranoid watching for people.
Alright, what do we got? You see him holding like a shop vac and like rubbing alcohol.
It's really obvious when you travel with a shop vac, you know? We gotta get you like
And
a
yet-
shop vac carrier, like maybe like disguise it as a upright base case or something.
Well, the alcohol's on the inside of the drum. It's not like he's holding it on him. He just has a shop vac. Alright, are we doing this thing?
Yeah. Leads up, unlocks the door again, locks it behind them.
Sure enough, there's a woman's body in the bed.
The wound would be closed. She would have.
The wound would be closed, though. You were not a tidy eater this time.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You were
I should have
anxious
eaten last
or
night.
eager. Probably.
Probably.
And he will look you, and he'll cup your face and look you right in the eyes and be like, "So, how did it feel?" I love that expression.
I'm undecided about it.
Boring. Let's go. And yeah, he'll get to work. He'll start dabbing some rubbing alcohol, and just truly just like squirts the entire thing over time. As he gets the body up, wherever there's any bloodstains or anything, shot backs it up. He looks around and he sees like there's like Fabuloso or something. He like does that too.
Okay, well, she has some standard cleaning stuff in the apartment.
Yeah.
Emma's
Then-
gonna pack, if the lady has a suitcase, maybe pack a suitcase to make it look like maybe the lady just left unannounced. If
Okay.
anyone comes looking.
Check the other thing I'll do is, as I'm doing the tried and true roll the body up in a carpet, is I will check their like social media to see if they had any family in the area. Surely they have a computer in the house, and those computers are always
Logged in.
Those computers are always logged in.
Or cell phone.
Really,
Uh-huh.
mine isn't.
Well, I have a reason why mine isn't. It's because there's a bunch of critters in the house, and this is my work laptop, so that's why that one's locked in. But other than that, all my stuff's unlocked.
But yeah, you managed to find like either her tablet or her phone and use her fingerprint to open it or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So, and then yeah, he'll like stitches out a hand out of the carpet, just doop, stuffs it back in. And then we'll look through and see if she has any immediate family in the area.
Her mother lives
Even
in town. She's got a
Mhm.
sister that lives just outside. And then some miscellaneous friends and what that are around.
But nobody like near.
Nobody like in the apartment.
Okay.
Like I said, her mother lives in town, but
You're humming a lot.
I am.
It's not singing, so I know it's not just the joy in your work, but
Yeah, I need to spice it up a little, I suppose. Egidio looks and clocks that her mother lives in Decatur and is gonna message her mother on her account. Be like, gee, I just won the lottery.
Gidio may be a horrible person.
Yeah. He is. And then we'll just so we're not dwelling on the fucked up thing he's doing, he's going to just make it so that she's gonna take a long vacation because she's earned it.
this lady's phone is going to immediately start ringing from her mother.
I'll silent.
So all right, you send that message.
It's like a long paragraph.
Yeah, you start packing up the body. How are you planning to get the body out of here? Oh, you did the roll up carpet thing. Yeah.
Tried and true carpet.
And Emma's packing a suitcase to make it look like she actually is taking a vacation, even though
Okay.
that suitcase will just get incinerated somewhere.
Yep. Or go with Egidio. We'll see. Does the deceased have any personal effects on them?
They were sleeping, so not really.
Okay. Alright, and then he will take it, put it in the rental he has to get when he does these things.
Okay.
Emma has a car too.
Both of you give me wits awareness.
Oh yeah.
Rousing wits.
4 successes. On a crit.
Oh, very nice.
4 successes.
Okay.
No crits.
Alright, so you gather it up, you get the body, you pack a believable suitcase.
Takes the keys, locks it behind her.
Right. But right before you leave the bedroom, you spot her glasses sitting on the bedside table, kind of half behind a picture, like you almost missed them.
Grab the glasses.
I'm not saying that would have been something that would have given it away, if somebody showed up, but so yeah, you're pretty confident you've done a thorough job of gathering everything she would have taken with her on a trip.
Yep. Purse, wallet, identification.
Mm-hmm.
Well, leave the cell phone.
You wouldn't take
Throw
your
the cell phone in the river.
You wouldn't take your cell phone on vacation?
In the heat of the moment, she's
I
gotten
personally would
so
not.
excited. Or we throw the cell phone in the river.
Yeah.
Alright. So as you're heading out the door, her phone starts ringing. Now you said to put it on silence. You just hear it buzzing.
Yep.
From inside whatever bag you throw or suitcase you put through.
Does it say mom?
It does.
Do not pick it up.
I don't plan on it.
Just saying.
You don't know what I did.
Emma would have seen him typing at a computer or a laptop for a hot minute. She would have looked over the shoulder. She would have been like, oh god, we are horrible people. And just continued on her way and going to have a long think about this later.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, stealth, I guess dexterity stealth to get out of the building unseen.
Uh-huh. I've got...
Because it's, it's early in the evening, so there are still some people moving around.
Dexterity plus...
I got 7 dice for this. If I roll bad, I swear.
I have 2... 3 dice. Okay, 3 dice.
Okay.
6 successes.
5.
Alright, you have no problems bypassing people. Obviously, you take the stairs, not the elevator, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine it's like that. Have you seen the thing where the guy kind of walks out, angled to the cameras with a large screen TV, so you don't see the large screen TV?
Yes.
That's us with the body.
Alright, so y'all managed to slip out the back door, and then Emma can get the car, Where are you going to take the body to dispose of it?
Do you know a place?
I always know a place. I'll give her the directions to the place I've been burying everybody this campaign so far.
God. The Egidio Luna graveyard?
If I remember correctly,
Okay.
it was like a housing lot that it's like they tore down whatever was there and hadn't actually built anything back up yet.
Yep. And then COVID happened, so no one's doing nothing.
A couple of years from now,
Pray
who
for the
knows?
next homeowners.
Be long gone by then.
If we ever play a Wrath of the Oblivion game, that'll be the house y'all are in. It'll just flat out be poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Anyone built on that lot, it is haunted.
This was right the Oblivion. This is our party right here being buried as we speak.
Oh, that would be a horrible but fantastic idea. Anyways,
Yeah, he gets to it. He's like, just starts humming to himself.
then we'll just kind of keep watch. On the
That's
group
what he
chat.
does.
Hey, gonna be a little late. Spilled some spaghetti sauce on my shirt. I'm gonna change out, otherwise I'll be awkward about it all night.
Yeah, your shirt is a little stained.
Yeah. She was a lady about the same size as her, where she could have just stolen a shirt.
Even or odd.
Either way, she's wearing a shirt. It's just gonna be how ridiculous it looks on her. Even.
1. What about what size is Emma? Height and weight and stuff.
She's on the shorter side.
Okay. This lady was on the taller side.
Fantastic. She's
So-
gonna be wearing a circus tent, and she does not care. She'll tie it fashionably or something.
It would be a cape.
It's a moo-moo.
You know those people who like have the chain around the the jacket? They wear it as a cape.
Yep.
That's what I picture right now. And then Egidio will finish up his job, line it up just right, like he's done. And Emma will see that he's done this a few times. Because if she didn't see where he's like perfectly lining where the topsoil in the grass is, she would not clock the extra ones that are there.
I think she was there for one of them. Like the first one.
There's a solid 3 or 4 more of them.
Yeah, because
Good to know.
Iola took out a couple people in a car.
Then we had the other. Did we have one last session, or was it the session before?
Session.
Last session there was a dustborn you had to get rid of. Now he was
Yeah.
decomposing relatively quickly, but
Yeah, so that was easy
We
enough.
actually have probably 4 or 5 in there.
There's a
okay.
body count.
Good times, good times. All right, she'll just wait and be like, once he's done, she'll offer a ride in.
Removes his gloves and just pockets them. He's like, okay, let's do this. And then he puts the shovel back where he can get it later. Stays in the lot, but he keeps it where he can just access it later.
Yeah,
And
just
he'll
random
get in the
people.
car with Emma.
give me a wits awareness while you're doing that. While you
Hell
just
yeah.
while you're doing this in general.
You know, while you're burying the
not?
body.
Just a GDO.
Just kidding.
Oh, Emma
I
was
mean,
keeping watch.
Emma's watching the streets. Yeah, nothing on the streets to be concerned with.
3 successes.
3 successes. Let me roll through this one. Ties go to the player.
Okay.
You notice some paw prints around the area. Like, not a huge amount of them, but you just notice.
Size?
Medium to large dog, maybe. How familiar is Geo with different kinds of prints?
It's not like it's just so he could be like, he can clock. He's the only dog he really sees is like Shiloh. So like, that's his baseline.
And how big is Shiloh?
Not saying it.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
Sorry. I'm having to clear my throat a lot, so I believe myself.
Yeah.
Shiloh's a standard, if not slightly smaller sized German Shepherd, because he was out on the street for a while. So that probably hampered his growth some, I'd imagine.
Depends on where you live, but yeah.
Yeah.
So like clocking it compared to like Shiloh size. And then
Probably
he'll
close.
look
Probably in that kind of range that Shiloh would be in. Yeah.
and then he'll look at Emma and go, "Hey, you got a scrap paper in there? About yay big?"
Sure.
Okay.
Rumbles around the car and comes up with a piece of scrap paper.
Old
What are you
receipt or
needing it
something.
for?
He's gonna take a. He's gonna go in where the print is and just like trace it with graphite
Emma
with a pencil.
Emma will see what he's doing and put her hand like beside the paw print, and just also snap a picture of it so there is a record of compared to my hand.
Yep.
Okay.
He takes a little sketch of the paw print and then Emma's hand for scale.
We don't have a banana or anything, so gotta make do.
Yeah. Okay. And he'll take it and he'll fold it to where he can recognize it again. This is evidence. Pockets it.
Fantastic. Should we be concerned about there being dog prints around an area full of bodies? She says as getting back into the car.
Coyotes are vaguely human or vaguely dog-like.
A little more than vaguely, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see any sign of anything digging the bodies up.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure how wild animals factor into how you can hide, you're naturally good at hiding bodies.
If they're wild animals.
All animals are of the wild.
Some of them have more sapiens.
Yeah, given the right provocation, even a rabbit will murder you. Big pointy teeth. Alright.
And then we get in the car and head to the office.
Yep.
Alright, the rest of you have been at the office for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Walter and I will be the first one to show up. Kyle would get there a little bit later.
Yep. Where's Shiloh? He's in a chair by the wall, petting dog. He has acquired those what are they called? Blue something. Dog treats.
Blue buffalo?
About.
Huh?
There's a blue buffalo.
Blue buffalo.
Let me double check.
Anyway, dog treats.
3 dog blues. Anyway. Gonna bug him.
Yeah, Emma's just going over and immediately petting the pupper because she needs this. Like, scratching the ears, forehead to forehead, baby talk.
Blue buffalo. That's right.
I know how you know.
Bad day.
She's
Holds out a
sad.
sheet of paper.
Shadow's like she's sad. And she smells like
a sheet of paper next to Shiloh's foot, just comparing it.
Yeah, he looks down at Shiloh. Yes, I know she's sad.
She smells like blood too.
Good puppy. Good puppy.
Why, yes, she smells like blood. It's not like super strong, like she's saturated in it, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Another treat.
And you were doing, what was it? You were doing Egidio comparing the print you took.
You see Egidio walk in as Emma's doing that, just like puts the sheet of paper down and like, Shiloh, can I borrow your paw for a second? Asking as a human would, like.
Yeah, Shiloh doesn't understand you when you speak.
Yeah, I know.
You're speaking friendly to him, so he's like looking at you all friendly like.
Yep.
I think
he'll
probably
hold
just
his hand out.
I think you gotta say shake or something, perhaps. That might work better.
Shiloh, shake?
Is shake something Kyle would have taught Shiloh prior to learning how to speak to him?
Nope. You're wanting to measure his paw, aren't you?
Yes.
Shiloh, give me your paw, please.
He straightens up and slaps one of his paws in your hand.
I don't think it was him, but I need a good comparison point. I need a good baseline.
Is it smaller, larger than the print?
It's around the same size.
Okay.
But looking at a dog's foot and in that print, that is not a dog print.
Okay.
No, we'll just
Does
pull up a photo.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at the photo. Does it spark anything? Any knowledge?
How much nature-y stuff does Kyle know? I mean, he's a gangrel.
He does have 2 points of survival. He has 1 in animal kin. So he has some. Not as much as others might, but he does have some.
Pretty folk gangrel.
Yeah, give me an intelligence. Animal kin or survival, either one we find.
I'll run with survival. I have another point in that. Get out of the. Yeah, there we go.
What was that?
I was
Dice
using
got stuck in
the brace. It got
Oh.
stuck in there. I was like, get out.
I see.
2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, you're pretty sure that's a coyote print.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you've seen them around Indicator before, so.
Yeah. Either this is Wild or that's Sammy,
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
because that's that looks very much like a coyote's sort of signature with how their paw is shaped.
Thank you for confirming that.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Said while still giving Shiloh ear scratches. But if he's a were-coyote, would he be bigger than a standard coyote?
Unless they can turn into a coyote at will.
I don't know.
Kind of depends on the mythologies you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to go ask somebody. I mean, unless you want me to start quoting pop culture at you.
Pop culture can even vary, though.
There.
Egidio, you get a phone call.
Ooh, who is it?
It is Ada.
Yellow. Why am I doing this?
Hey, Egidio. Just wondered if there was
Yes.
any news on your D&D campaign.
Not yet. I had to help somebody renovate an apartment, so it's been a long night for me, and the night just started. So, if I have any news, trust me, the people in my care and in my domain are the first people to know.
Alright, she just thought she'd check since she hadn't heard anything from you yet.
Kyle does the whole.
Did you just say domain on the phone?
That's true.
You could have said campaign.
Or he could have just slipped up. But maybe they won't
Or you could have
notice.
just looked up.
Since he's talking
Just
to D&D,
roleplay.
maybe they won't notice.
Yeah.
Alright, well let her know if you need any more suggestions.
Yeah, I had some ideas about the way the encounter would go. Gotta get some thinking some bow and arrow people on the top of a building nearby. Just
Kyle
to
looks
have
over.
different targets for the players to go after.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean.
Kyle looks over to Emma. What is?
Yeah, that's an idea that has occurred to her and her GM.
Yeah. But yeah, the moment I know anything further and I actually get around to prepping, I'll let you know.
Okay,
You have a good one. Be careful.
you too.
Bye-bye.
And you're talking D&D because
You have a better idea?
Used it last night when we were talking about geeking mages.
that makes sense.
I'm back. What did I miss? Sorry.
Oh, speaking of,
Mhm.
I did find the trail of your 2 friends while I was out.
Interesting.
The ones that wrote the map.
Yeah, Iola's friends.
Well, she was here, so. Remember that building I mentioned that I had tracked Sammy to?
Mm-hmm.
Same place. I sort of staked the place out. Figured I could do that better solo for a little while. But but they didn't show up. I stayed about as close to dawn as I dared. But I was planning on sort of casting a wider net. Operate solo a bit myself there if y'all wanted to check it out further.
Do we think they're in cahoots with each other?
I highly doubt it. From your description, they refused to eat what they ordered at my bar, which is a potential sign of being a kindred. And from what little I have pieced together, listening to my elders, the were and vampires don't exactly get along, especially if that night was anything to go by when they were about ready to jump him. So I don't believe they'd be working together, but it's just conjecture on my part.
Might be the same person.
Or potentially there are other coyotes and they're just having a big laugh at us. I hadn't thought of that.
Well, in the mythologies, they, could shapeshift and change form at will, so that came from somewhere.
We found that out, yes, the hard way. So if y'all want to go check that out, I was gonna sort of widen the net, see if I could catch a trail in case they are not coming back. So I've got a pretty good nose.
So, and he'll hold up the paw print again. So this was not too far from my domain.
Okay.
A little ways out, still a bit of a ways out, but alarmingly close.
So if on the off chance they are working together, they're starting to narrow down where your haven is.
Potentially.
Since you are a mage, as it were.
As far as anyone knows.
Now, is the place you hide bodies close to your haven?
It's not too close. It's like, I'd say it's a good walking distance for a GDO.
Okay.
But
a couple blocks, like maybe
2 or 3 blocks out. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like right next door to his house. He's like, oh shit.
Got enough ghost problems. Don't need to be adding to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you checked Did you check your haven for dog prints or anything, or coyote prints?
No, but I get the feeling that if they tried to enter my haven without me knowing, they'd have a rough time about it.
A rough time?
Emma, really?
Just leave me alone.
In front of
Let me
in front of
have
Shiloh?
Let me have this, and goes back to just petting Shiloh.
He goes, just a hunch I have. It's not good for their health to enter where I sleep. Or anybody's, really.
So don't come waking you up, noted, if they ever found you.
But that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do?
I'm down for some, skullduggery.
I seem to be doing pretty well running solo. I can keep up with sense pretty good. That might just be the gangrel and me talking, I don't know.
Be much safer in a pack.
That's why I'm gonna have Shiloh sticking with Emma.
But
The
that's
opposite of a pack.
that's
That's you
Emma,
going solo.
not you.
Yes, I'm aware. However,
Emma's just kind of like eye narrowing, like,
of the group of us, who's found the most clues about this? Y'all as a group or me running solo?
I mean, Iola found the map information and we deciphered it and went and got it solo. That's got to count for something.
Yes, it does. Give me that.
Iola, don't forget your premonition from earlier.
Huh?
I said, don't forget your premonition from earlier.
The storyteller's
Yeah.
reminding you of the premonition.
Yeah. She's gonna look at them, be like, everybody, be like, yeah, we're just gonna have to stay together for a while.
Why?
Because I said so.
You know he's not. He's gonna actually like leave more now because you said so.
You've got the
Because I had a feeling when I woke up, we all need to stay together.
look. If anyone's gonna get, if anyone's need, like, if anybody would know,
Fine.
kick up a chair, pet your dog.
I'm in a chair, and I am petting my dog.
And
It was
you're there
trying to
already,
Steal
congrats.
my dog.
This is my
But-
dog now. Shiloh, you like me better, right? Yes, you do. I'll get you chicken nuggets later. The Wendy's kind, the good kind.
Used to be a proper country.
What does Shiloh have to say about that?
Shiloh probably doesn't understand. Unless Shiloh knows the keyword chicken nuggets.
The word chicken he's probably picked up on.
Oh, right, Egidio, if I
Eh?
may.
Yeah?
Didn't you recently try to do some type of campaigning potentially for the blood center?
Yeah.
Interesting. You'll kind of see him at his little tiny desk, like flipping through papers. I have reason to believe that the hospitals are asking for blood donations, as it were.
Stole my fucking idea. God damn it, Cams.
That's what they do.
Steal people's stuff.
Yeah.
To be fair, they are running a hospital. They're probably trying to store up their blood supplies well. If not for their own consumption, then for their own herds.
Well, they need a stockpile of blood somehow. I've noticed
Yeah.
there's a lot of kindred out there. They're looking a mite titchy.
Weren't you the one talking about cutting off supply lines?
Yes.
Keep in mind, though, his idea was to, get rid of ammunition of a particular type.
Yeah, but that's also a supply line.
Speaking of, how's that going? Since it's been about a month.
There have been a few skirmishes,
Hmm.
so you've definitely denied them some supplies.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're still getting stuff in some kind of way.
But potentially it's less than what they would be.
Yes, you've definitely stopped some stuff from coming across.
They're starting to feel some squeeze on their
Mhm.
economy, as it were. Okay. Well, on the plus side, the a lot of better term, blockade, is showing some progress. They are still getting some materials in somehow, but there have been several skirmishes where materials have been denied to them. So they are operating with less than what they would be normally.
That's good.
Death by starvation. What a slow way to go.
It's not really starvation. Again, the hospital's over there.
Figure of speech, Egidio.
I'm just saying that there's a literal
There's
We
little.
are starving them of material supplies. Is that better?
Sure.
Good boy.
Hey.
Anyway. So. Since apparently Shiloh and I are chaperoning this little endeavor, when are we going?
Even when y'all are.
Yep.
Good to get some old.
So.
Good to get a good stretch on the old bones.
Me pulling up. Yeah. Dog stats now. Except feeling those are going to come in handy.
Do we want to leave in different cars and at different times so that we're not, obvious?
Probably should.
Or do you want to walk?
How far is it?
Alright, if you look on the domain map,
I want to say it's.
so the building that y'all are in currently is about right here.
Yeah, I want to say it's about a fourth of the way across the domain.
Well, like if y'all are right here, the little townhouse is over here on one of these streets.
Yeah.
Not horrible far.
No, not too bad at all.
He thinks about it for a second. He's like, I'll walk. He activates his cloak again and heads out.
Well, I guess we're all walking then.
I'm
yeah.
taking a vehicle. Just in case we need a speedier getaway, some of us can't be as stealthy as others.
We're still staying together. We're just
Animals, there we go.
You're still staying together, just separately.
Emma, do you want to ride with me so you can continue to pet Shiloh?
I'll ride in my own vehicle. I can survive.
I can
Scritches
pretend to
top
pet-
of Shiloh's head.
Let's say she says as she's still petting Shiloh. Really? You sure?
I'm fine. It goes
I don't have a
fine.
problem.
I could stop anytime I want.
Why aren't you?
Only
She's out the door.
when she does stop, the dog like presses up against her. Like, what are you doing? Why are you stopping?
Clearly, the dog's encouraging it.
You don't know.
All right, so GDO is walking. Emma's taking a vehicle. Walter, what are you doing?
He's probably just going to use the back seat of Emma's car if she don't mind too much.
Okay.
He can
Yep.
probably hide his Dorito shape somehow in the back.
Yeah, we've Doritoed him into the back.
Remember, we all gotta stay together.
So does the GDO stay together, or does he split off?
He's staying with the group. He's just like they're not driving that far.
Yeah, this is true.
We'll keep in line of sight of each other.
Yeah, I can watch them as they leave and hide along the way.
It's residential. I'm not going to be taking any sick jumps or coasting around corners.
Alright, so y'all get over there, it's a few minutes driving, enough not to be hopefully noticed by the neighbors across the street.
Is it near the apartments?
Yes.
She could park it like in a visitor spot at the apartments and walk from there if need be.
Yeah, because you got
Road stealth just in case.
the courtyard apartments are right around here, and then you've got some townhouses on these little side street things. And it was one of the townhouses that they were in, or that the Kyle kept finding all the scents around.
I have my cloak on, and then I will also activate heightened senses, just because making sure the
You can.
mage kickers don't get near him.
Once she gets out of the vehicle, Emma will also have heightened senses.
Okay. Alright. Townhouse appears dark. There's like a porch light on, but none of the interior lights. At least as you can see from the front, seem to be on.
No cameras or anything?
Give me wits awareness.
I will.
Can we get in on that?
3 successes.
Okay.
2.
Yeah, you don't think there's any cameras. There's not like one of those
Rings
doorbell
or
ones.
anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Glancing up and down the street, there's lights on in a lot of the other townhouses. But it's still relatively early in the evening. I mean, the hunting and burying bodies stuff, and running down to
That'll
the
take time.
golf course and stuff. All that took a little bit of time.
Still like 9 or 10.
It's somewhere in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Egidio's going forward.
You slip up to the house.
Emma's hanging towards the street, kind of in a shadow. If she stands
go.
still, you can't see her.
I'd probably go, probably around back
Okay.
and see if there's anything there.
Yeah, there's a little row of townhouses, and the one they were in is the one on the end of a row, so you have no problem slipping around to the back.
Anything back here?
It's got a little small fenced-in backyard.
Easy enough. Hop the fence. And look around, see if anyone's near, anyone's, watching.
Yeah, you don't see anybody. Now, there's a doghouse in the backyard, but it doesn't look like it's been used in a while.
Doghouse.
Text the
coyote
group
house.
chat with, just in the group chat, I'll have the emojis dog and then house. And then, yeah, Egidio will try the door.
Okay, back door's locked. While he's doing that, Walter, what are you doing?
Probably would have done obfuscated and headed around the other side. One moment. Oof. Okay.
Now, this is a set of connected townhouses, so going around the other way, you gotta go down. You gotta go down a good long ways and circle around.
Crap. Okay.
Or you go the way Egidio went. If you just want to get to the back.
Yeah, he'll go with the GDO
Okay.
in that regard. Just, skulk behind him.
All right, Emma's just waiting out front. What is Kyle and Iola doing?
Kyle is going to go on a walk with Shiloh.
Okay, he's all for that.
And he's going to take that time to see if he can sniff out any recent scents in the area that might be sort of the markers that they're after.
Okay.
So he can relay it back. It's like, hey, they're here, or hey, the trail's kind of old, or that kind of a thing.
Okay. And Iola, what are you doing?
Probably gonna stay out front with Emma.
I'm going to go ahead and make a wits awareness roll.
Yes, please. And you're specifically doing scent stuff, so that would factor in.
We'll also have Shiloh roll 2. It's only 5 dice for him. But see if he smells anything off. So 7 for me. Oh dear lord. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 6 for me with a critical. If that matters. And Shiloh got 3.
Alright, Shallow's not noticing anything weird, because he doesn't necessarily know exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah,
It doesn't already have a nose full of the scent you're looking for.
Yeah, it was more of a, off chance, see if he
Yeah,
might sense something weird that Kyle doesn't.
Just be on a fire hydrant. That's fine now.
But yeah, no, I got 6 successes with a critical.
Okay.
So
You walk around a little bit, but it's really only around this house that you're catching the scent of those guys.
let's say, now with that crate, does it smell recent or sort of like a day or two old?
There's some old scent here. You find some recent. Right on the sidewalk in front of the house, probably where if they had a car, where they'd be parking their car.
Okay.
You smell them. You smell the typical sort of car smells.
Mhm.
There's also a smell that reminds you of motor oil with a hint of almond up under it. Like the car was sitting there, that may be where the motor oil was. With this almost kind of almondy smell. You're pretty sure it's not actual almonds, but
Air freshener.
Would there be any particular roll you'd have me make to see if I can discern if that's something, the almond scent, that's sort of like hanging out underneath that scent?
There probably would be. I'm trying to figure out what that would fall under. Science, maybe? Science or technology.
I do have technology.
And intelligence.
Grand total of 3 dice, but hey.
You're going to need to crit then. You need 4 successes.
Oh boy. Thank you for letting me know what the margin is.
Rouse.
Yes, actually, I will rouse to add 2 to intelligence.
Okay.
I do get hungrier. That puts me at 3. I get no successes, though. So.
Nope, you're not sure.
Okay.
It's odd enough that it sticks out in your mind. That could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know what that thing could mean.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So he'll... Ow! I should not have done that. So he will come back. It's like, well, they've been here recently. I can smell them sort of on the sidewalk, kind of like where you park a car. The usual smells that come with automobiles. But sort of a almondy scent? Not entirely sure what that is.
Like...
You're not there.
Oh, you're talking to Shiloh.
No, he's talking to Emma and Iola.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you and Walter went. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go inside.
You're correct. I just wasn't sure where you were.
Cooking almond extract, or more like a nutty smell? Almond extract is sweet.
I know it's not almonds, but it kind of had that scent. It reminded me of almonds.
Alright. While they're having this conversation, what are GDO and Walter doing in the back? Like, you check the door. The door's locked, but are you actually letting that stop you?
I'm not gonna bash the door open. I will be like, great. Pulls out a little like a hairpin. Let's see if this still works. We'll try to pick.
Alright, I believe that'd be larceny.
Yep. Larceny and dexterity.
Yeah, for lock picking, I would imagine so.
Alright. on my 0 dice in larceny, but my 4 in dexterity, so balances. 3 successes.
Okay, you had to work at it a little while, but you finally get it to ping.
Shit, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Ah, still got it.
Misspent youth.
Yeah, well, gotta survive somehow.
Alright, the back door opens up into the kitchen area.
And he will very quietly.
The door opens pretty quietly.
Right. Well, he will tiptoe around despite that. Heightened sense is still going. And for funsies, he's gonna activate Sense the Unseen.
Okay. Nothing jumps out at you right away. Other than maybe Walter.
Walter's like behind me, I imagine.
Oh yeah, probably so.
And yeah, he'll continue going, making his way through.
Alright. The kitchen doesn't look like it's used much. There are maps of the city spread out on the kitchen table.
How many of them are marked?
No, rewind that. The kitchen just looks unused.
Okay.
I forget when well, never mind, I'll come up with it. Stepping out of the kitchen into the living room area. There's a TV. There's some stuff laying around. Clearly they're using this room, so.
Okay.
But like, no old pizza boxes, no soda cans laying around, nothing like that. But magazines, DVDs, that sort of thing.
Okay. And he looks around, just sees boring stuff. Am I getting the vibes that people, like, maybe they don't use this stuff, but it has been used more recently than outside appearances would make it look like?
What, the stuff in the living room?
Just in general, from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, the living room here just it looks kind of lived in, but there's no like family photos on the wall. It's not decorated at all.
Right.
It's just the furniture, which probably came with the apartment. And there's curtains and stuff, but again, probably just what the apartment already had.
Yep. Alrighty, and then he will. Is there an upstairs, or is it just one floor?
This one would just be one floor.
Okay, then he'll continue slinking around, and will whisper, "Let me know if you see anything, my large friend."
Of course, we'll do.
All right. Now, are y'all out front? What are y'all out front doing?
Skulking in the shadows. Using obfuscate. Well, Cloak of Shadows.
Oh, you have that now?
It came from her feeding type. She's had it for forever.
Oh,
She has to be standing perfectly still, so it's not really useful when moving.
Gotcha. That's right, the Sandman. That's one of the things that gives you. All right.
She does have heightened senses and is listening, though, so if she hears anything inside going wonky, she'll know.
You probably hear. You may be able to hear a GDO speaking to Walter every now and then.
Or at least like the muffled noises.
Yeah. Maybe not make out all the individual words.
I think they got in.
Good for them.
So you two are continuing down the hallway.
Is there like a bench or something outside, or is it just sidewalk?
Let's see. Probably just sidewalk.
Okay.
Unless you got up on somebody else's porch, So.
What's the public transit like in Decatur?
Not.
Okay, I will say, is there one of those utility boxes.
Somewhere relatively close by, sure.
Okay, yeah, he'll just be sitting on one of those utility boxes, petting Shiloh.
Okay.
Basically,
It's one of them like big green ones that's thigh high or so.
Basically, it'll look like he's just taking a break as he's petting his dog.
Yep.
And it's not quite so late that that's super suspicious.
Yeah.
All right, so Gideon and Walter, you continue down the hallway. There's a bathroom to one side. Doesn't look super well used. And then there's a couple of bedrooms, or a couple of doors you assume are bedrooms, and a smaller door that's probably a closet.
You will press on, just as quietly as you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Check the
Walter will
bedrooms.
sticker stays close.
Mhm.
Give me a wits awareness.
Oh yeah. Awareness. Wits. +2. Wow, I'm gonna re-roll some dice.
Okay.
3 successes.
Are you? Oh, okay, because you got one of the first roll. Okay, I got you. So 3 total. Walter only got 1. As you approach one of the bedroom doors, you hear a little bit of movement inside.
I'll just immediately like,
Like a little bit of squeaking of a chair, like somebody sitting, doing something.
in the group chat, you'll see the emojis of like those targets. That's it. However you want to make of that.
I was just gonna kind of glance over at the other and see how they're making that.
Kyle kind of testing the wind a bit. You said their scent was only recent by the sidewalk?
Yeah. Well, in and out of the front door, around the sidewalk.
Okay.
And then you catch little whiffs of them elsewhere in the neighborhood, but that was older.
Right. So they could be here then, potentially.
Potentially. Like I said, you were left with the impression that there was probably a car there where they were, dilly-dallying around.
Mm-hmm.
So, might not be both of them. Or there could be more than the 2 that you're aware of.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Secondary the next one is a checkmark emoji or an X emoji.
I'm looking over at the other 2. She's probably just like still in shadow, but not cloaked.
Mm-hmm.
Would Iola get any inkling of this going south? Or like a feeling or anything like that?
Can we roll for vibe check?
I mean,
Yeah.
That is premonition.
You can do what Samuel did and literally make a rouse check for a vibe check. That's what Samuel did whenever he used it. And he was like, hey, is this going to go south? Let me check.
I have to vibe check the house.
Basically. Also, I'm taking this thing off now. Cause
I don't get hungry, so I
Okay.
guess I'll go premonition to see if things are fine. 4 successes.
Nice.
Almost all full successes.
I think that might make the threshold that you need. I want to say. If I remember how premonition works.
4 sounds like that would probably be enough.
jeez.
Helps if I spell things right. All right.
My arm is so itchy.
Well, it just says the number of successes. So yeah, with 4 successes, you get you feel like Walter and Egidio may be in some danger. Like you are concerned for them.
Oh boy.
And then Iola's gonna kind of be like, they need to get back, they need to get back, they need to get back, they need to get back. Not loud, but enough that they can hear her.
Audible for the group.
Kyle's off a little bit.
Emma can hear.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle's got his enhanced senses going, which you know.
He can
No,
hear.
he does not.
No?
Kyle does not have enhanced senses. He does not have aspects.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Emma had it
It's
on.
just a specialty you have for your awareness that's scent based. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
I got you.
Yeah, I just have a specialty in a specialization in scent.
Gotcha.
Sort of doubling down on the bloodhound merit that I have. It lets me determine. It helps me to hunt a specific blood type when he needs to feed. I figured I'd double down on the bloodhound merit and just say he has a specialty in scent awareness.
That works. All right, so Emma, you hear Iola getting a little concerned.
Do we want to tell them to fall back? What do you
They
want
need
do?
to.
She's gonna put multiple of the X's in the chat, and just a guy running with a little cloud of smoke behind him.
Clearly, she's saying, "Smoke this guy."
Yeah, Kyle
Oh.
pulls out his phone, looks at it, just looks back, just like he can't see Emma because he can't see obfuscated people. But
She had to move, so she's not still anymore. She's just still kind of skulking, but not invisible.
Egidio will look down at his phone. He's gonna peek inside. He's not gonna. It's a little cracked, isn't it?
No, the door's shut.
Okay. The way you described it made it sound like it was a little cracked, I guess. Okay. He's gonna spend just a little more time to just listen actively for more sound in there. What's heightened senses up?
Oh, and with the premonition, Iola will activate Sense the Unseen.
Okay.
Since that was put down, I will make a rouse check and activate toughness. Hopefully
Okay.
not go into Hunger 4. I do not go into Hunger 4.
It's the little victories.
Yeah.
All right, so Egidio is slowly cracking the door open to take a peek in.
He'll look at Walter and just nudge his head towards the door.
And Walter kind of nods in agreement.
He will, like he did previously, nick his thumb a little bit and tap it somewhere where it won't be exceedingly obvious, probably behind the door, behind where the doorknob is, in such a way where it won't make a noise and doesn't move or anything. Licks the wound. And he just motions for Walter, because he's larger, to fan out.
I say, yeah, Walter kind of spreads out and gets a little further.
And we'll head down the stairs. Or not down the stairs, but down the hall.
Okay, back out the way you came, or exploring further into the building, or in the.
Ah, God. I think he wants to try to secure that front. I think he wouldn't even be thinking tactfully. He would just be like, "Yeah, I just want to leave through the front door."
All right, so you go open the front door.
Yeah. Is there anything weird on it, like on the door?
No, you don't see any like extra attachments or anything.
Like a weird Skyrim Rube Goldberg machine that like a large beam just hits me in the chest.
No, you just got the doorknob and like the deadbolt above it.
Okay.
And it's got one of those chain things, but the chain's not currently done. So
Was it locked?
yes, it is locked.
Then I will very quietly unlock it. Just
Okay.
leave. And you all see Egidio leave through the front door.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. He rolled like crap for
They
stealth,
just seen
he
the
actually
door
rolled.
open and stuff, so
Yes. That's true.
And you're interacting with a lot of stuff, so
Yeah.
and stepping out onto the porch right next to the porch light. So
That's fair.
Hmm.
Yeah, he'll walk out. And he'll
all right. And Walter, do you follow him out, or are you hanging around in the house?
No, he would stick with him.
Okay.
And
I'll say
then-
as Kyle sees the door open, he'll reflexively activate Feral Whispers so he can talk to Shiloh in case he needs to start giving commands.
Then you see Egidio's like, oh, still keep it active.
Just in case.
And very gingerly close the door. Do the thing where you like turn the knob first before you actually like. Yep. I've had to leave my room at like 11 p.m. when I was 12.
Had to leave your
Make
room.
sure to- Make sure to not step on the steps that creak, the areas,
Yep.
the hallways that make noise. Yeah,
Yep.
we all had to do that.
And closes, and then Egidio will join the party.
All right, so y'all group back up on the other side of the street.
Yep.
Nothing to see here, just loiterers loitering.
Loiterers loitering. You see that Egidio has his hackles are raised.
Hearing something. Maybe it's going through
Like
the speakers.
he's It's like he's coming down from something. It's like he's breathing kind of heavy. It's like
You don't have to breathe though.
that's the most alarming part about it, maybe.
You okay?
I will be. Just worked myself up and then have to come back down.
She kind of nods over to Iola. She was getting a bit concerned about you too.
Can I pinpoint where that room was based on how I've gotten out, or is it like in the middle of the house? Or
No, you should have
house?
a front-facing window.
I can just come back and shoot a grenade launcher in there. Is all I'm saying.
It wouldn't have
Emma-
ended well with you
Emma
guys
just actually
going in
face
through that
palms.
door.
Egidio Luna, master of subtlety.
Emma is just legitimately face palming at this.
It's that room right there, and he kind of head nods towards it. That's the one where they are. Very close.
Were they talking or?
I heard a chair move. Rookie mistake, to be honest.
So he's going to stand out here on the other side of the street, or
Up to you guys.
So
We need to stay
the
together.
feeling was basically if they both opened the door would have been an issue, right?
You don't know. You just felt that they were in danger.
Okay.
And
If
it's
we're gonna
be
stay, we'll stay. If we're gonna go, let's go.
give me 2 seconds, and she's gonna. The curtains are drawn on that window, right?
Yes, yes.
She is going to walk, and it's not like it has like a little bit of distance between the ground and the window. Like it's not immediately on the ground level. It might be like at an angle.
Oh no! If you walk up to it, the very bottom of the window is maybe chest level.
Is there any shrubbery or anything?
No, not on this one. Like there's a little bit of shrubbery on some of the other townhouses, but not this one specifically.
She's going to walk over. Oh, let me double check the rules on this. The obfuscate thing. I don't remember if it needs such data or not. Nope, don't need a check. She's going to walk over, sit underneath the. Still has heightened senses activated.
Mhm.
Walk over, sit underneath the window, and cast Cloak of Shadows. And see if she can hear anything like them talking inside. Because if you could hear Egidio and Walter in the house, she figures if they talk in that room, she could probably hear them much clearer.
Okay, give me a wits awareness roll.
I'm not nearby, so you could make the DC a little higher. But could I get on that?
Sure.
Yeah, just so I can, because I do still have heightened senses up.
3.
And did you?
One moment. I actually have to roll this. 3 as well.
Okay, well Egidio, you don't really hear anything. You're across the street.
Yeah.
Emma, you hear chair creaking as somebody moves around. You hear like picking something up, setting something down on a table or a desk or something. Whoever's in there is clearly futzing around with something.
Does it only sound like one person, or am I hearing multiple footsteps or sets of footsteps?
Well, you're not hearing footsteps. It's like somebody sitting somebody sitting in an office chair, and it's creaking as they move around in the seat. You think it's only one person.
Okay. No, don't say anything.
No, they're not talking.
Part of me just wants to Leroy this. Okay. She just kind of walks back, shaking her head. Sounds like one person just futzing around.
And what's the danger?
She kind of Will Smiths over Tyola.
I know. I understand, and I respect the decision. Doesn't mean I'm happy with it. People have information on the people of our domain.
It
don't
was
know about
just
you.
the
I don't like
two
that.
of you guys, so yeah, danger. I don't
Mm.
know if we all go up there. It was just you two.
Be kind of weird, all 5 of us going up there. Like some kind of really weird Girl Scout troop.
How good are any of you at being quiet?
I can be stealthy if I need to. I mean, not disappearing like you or Walter, but
Then we then options are we go back in, or we don't.
Do we run the risk of knocking on the door with folks further back?
I'll make a point to make eye contact with Kyle and or Shiloh.
Do you want me to knock on the door? Is that what this is about?
Just asking if he would like to join in on these discussions while we're having them, so we can all be together and satisfy Iola's.
I'm not really stealthy. I'm not the best at it.
These are
Aren't you supposed to be
facts.
like a hunter? Isn't that your whole shtick?
It's worked so far.
Hey, I'm not discounting that.
Shiloh's better at it than I am.
Okay.
I say as Shiloh has 9 dice in stealth.
Do
Sneaky.
you want to send Shiloh up to paw at door and see what happens?
Yeah, he's got a physical pull 5, stealth pull 4, so yeah, that's 9 dice.
Could be an idea. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but it's an idea.
I know I was talking about D&D a lot earlier, but it's not like it's not actually D&D. Like, Shiloh dies, he dies. Like,
Yeah,
if
there's
we were
no-
in danger.
All right, y'all are turtling up. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go knock on the door.
All right, so Kyle's knocking on the door. Emma, where are you at?
She came back to the group, but she's gonna move at least across the street, not in front of the house, maybe a little bit farther off. And activate the Cloak of Shadows.
Okay. Basically,
Sense.
is everybody going to be closer to Emma or closer to Kyle?
Kind of
She
in
wants
the
to be-
middle.
Yeah, she wants to be within like 1 turn's worth of movement. Like if something goes south, she can.
I'm gonna be kind of between them. The window, does it have? You said the curtains are drawn, obviously,
Mhm.
but is it one of those windows that has a little bit that like comes out, sticks out of the townhouse, or is it just like a flat?
It's got like a
Bay window.
little seal or whatever up under there. But...
Mhm.
And it's, it's decent.
Is there
yeah,
enough
decent
where I
size
can like
window.
crouch under it?
Yeah. If you crouch down low, you can.
I'll crouch down, activate all my stealth shit again.
Okay.
Before we start, Kyle will look down at Shiloh and is like, "How thirsty are you?"
I could drink.
Good to know.
All right, so under the window of GDO, when he knocks on the door, you hear kind of a huh? You hear a chair scoot back and somebody stands up. You hear an interior door open.
I do this if Kyle looks at me at all.
He's yeah. Well, with all your stealth shit active, he can't see you.
That's true. Well, I haven't. Yeah,
He legitimately can't
I'm still
see you.
gonna. Yeah,
He
I'm
has
still
no
gonna
auspice
do this,
power.
even though.
Yeah, that's fair. He's like, "I am shadow puppets."
GDO is doing it for his own amusement at this point.
Fair.
I will have my gun out, but not pointed yet.
One last point of order: was the light in that window on or off?
You weren't seeing any light coming through.
Okay.
Whether that means off or blackout curtains or what, you don't know.
Right.
So you hear it you hear somebody walk out a GDO.
Mhm.
And from over in Kyle's direction, you hear a very quiet shit from the other side. What you assume is the other side of the door.
No one can see Ichido's shit-eating grin.
You hear feet retracing their steps back into the room. You hear some stuff shuffle around on the table, you know, like somebody's grabbing something off the table.
Mm-hmm.
Did you relock the front door?
No.
Okay. Because if they hurried back, would Kyle have picked up on that? Being like right at the door?
They're not being super loud or anything, you know, there's carpet inside. I don't think they're making that much noise. But then Kyle does hear a voice. Hang on a second, let me put some pants on.
In the distance with her heightened senses, Emma's like, oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Do I hear anything cocking as he says that?
No, but you hear the door flex a little bit, like somebody bumped into it just slightly. And then you hear him running deeper into,
Something?
then you hear him running deeper into the house.
I see.
Kyle, give me a wits awareness.
Sure.
I'm gonna in the group chat, since no one can see me, I'm gonna post the emojis of like three people running like track stars.
Little poof of smoke behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 3 successes for me.
Alright.
And 2 for Shiloh.
Would Emma be able to do any kind of rolling at the distance she's at?
Sure, but you're gonna need like probably 5 successes to get anything useful.
It'd be a wits awareness.
Yes.
Nah, not even bothering. I don't
Okay.
even have enough dice to.
Kyle, you hear somebody run. You hear like kind of a light bump on the door, and then somebody run. Hustling off on the inside. Egidio, you hear that? You hear the back door flinging open.
Yep. Yeah, Kyle's gonna open the door since Egidio didn't lock it.
Yep.
Does he see the guy running?
You see the guy diving out the back door.
Shiloh, grab.
Shiloh takes off. Maybe just like a bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he any faster than a normal dog?
No, but shepherds can reach some pretty insane speed.
Okay. So he's hitting the back door almost
that's fast.
almost immediately because it's not like a really deep something.
Mm-hmm.
And then something behind the door explodes.
If Emma saw the door open and Shiloh go, she would probably be going around the back when the thing explodes. Just
Yeah. So,
followed by, oh shit!
all right.
That's a danger.
So whatever he attached to the back of the door when you opened it has exploded.
Oh.
When he opened it or when I opened it?
He attached something to the door. That was the thump you heard. You opened the door.
Okay.
Shiloh took off. Like he gets to the back door almost immediately. The guy is running out the back door, so Shiloh's up there with him, and whatever he attached to the door goes off.
Okay, so is this the front door that goes off or the back door that goes off?
The front door. You are the one standing right next to the explosion.
All right, I wanted to make sure which door we're talking about here.
Understood.
Don't kill my dog. Kill me. Don't kill my dog.
All right, so what am I rolling?
I can be healed. The dog cannot.
Me also glad I already have toughness active.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, that's the trick.
Right
It's not,
by the door.
you're just standing there. It just kind of goes off and hits you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
So it's-
Depending on what it is, I do shrug off some of the damage.
Yeah. It is not a fiery explosion.
Okay, so
Shrapnel,
it's
basically.
Glitter ball.
Well, yeah, because the door is splintered and flying all over the place.
trying to think of what it's called in that one game, but I know exactly what you're talking about. The breaching tool.
Breaching charge.
Breaching charge. That's the one.
So with that roll, there's a total of 9 damage.
Okay, this isn't fire or aggravated?
No, this is not
It's
fiery.
official? Okay, so 7 reduced to 3 because half.
Okay. It does send you flying. Just the force of it does send you flying back out into the yard.
Okay.
And then as he flies back, then I will then go running.
No, Egidio, you're crouched by the wall,
boy.
not too far from this.
Uh-huh.
You're not taking the full 9.
Sure.
You're only taking 5. As some of the building, that little corner is damaged. It's not like blowing up the entire house or anything.
So
Super
that's
crazy.
like 2 then?
Yeah, something like that.
2 superficial.
Well, actually,
As there is
Question.
some brick shrapnel
is it
from the outside.
round down
Sure.
or round up for incoming damage?
Round up, I think.
Okay, so in that case, it would be 3 to
3.
you and 4 to me.
Yep.
Because I just
Cool.
reflexively rounded down. That's what I'm used to doing.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
I don't have my computer, or I would have my demi plane up.
Yeah.
This laptop can't take much more of the abuse I put it through.
Is damage. I don't know where that would be. It's advanced.
Probably when it talks about superficial damage.
Maybe so.
I'm trying to see if I can find. Summary.
So still don't go flying back. So even taking shrapnel, I'm going to run through.
Well, it would knock you over. You have to pick yourself up.
Just up and start charging out. Like Shiloh's absolutely getting there first, but Egidio's probably going to be next, unless Kyle has Solari that I don't know about.
He does not. Kyle's like, all right.
All right, I'm not finding the we will say round up for right now, and we'll figure it out later.
Yep.
It's 1 point more or less. It's probably not that big a deal.
Yeah, I'm doing a search to see superficial damage 126.
But it does,
Okay.
all the windows in that house shatter. A bunch of the windows across the street shatter from the shockwave.
Oh wow, that's
All of you feel it, but it across the street's not enough to really knock you.
That's a spicy meatball.
Unless otherwise stated, divine superficial damage in half rounded up before applying it to the tracker.
Okay.
So it is a round up.
Yep.
So I took 4 damage then.
Okay.
-2 from toughness, and then to 7, and then halved from there.
Gotcha. All right, give me a roll for Shiloh. See if he can catch this guy.
Sure. Get back to animals.
Go.
Physical. Okay, that's 11 dice. Hoochie mama. Okay.
He can't get bestio. He can't get what do you call it? Messy criticals.
No, he cannot. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 because of the special for dogs.
Okay. So yeah, he's clamped on the guy's leg and is like, holding him. All right, you people across the street said who was saying they were taking off?
Emma was going around back.
All right, Emma's going around back.
You know,
All
when
right,
she's
I am picking up an
Shiloh
echo
had
again.
Saw the Usain Bolt of dogs go through the house.
Yep.
Yeah. I will also go through the back. Or
Also,
round back.
Eric, we're getting an echo off of you a little bit.
it might just be where I have my microphone. It's weird.
Might be.
So dodgy.
Like you're not echoing, but everybody else is echoing through you.
Yeah, it's because the speakers on these things are pretty good. So like depending on where I have my microphone.
Okay, the mic's a little too close. It's picking up. Okay, I got you.
It's picking up out of the speakers. Yeah.
All right.
I have to find that sweet spot because sometimes it'll be like down here, sometimes it's up here, sometimes it's like down by my neck. I don't know what it's gonna do that day.
All right, but Emma's running around the building. What are the rest of y'all out front doing? I mean, Kyle and Egidio are currently picking themselves up.
Yeah, I was like, Kyle's trying to getting up and gonna charge through there because his dog's in there.
My dog.
Yeah.
Ayala would run around to the back.
With
I think so. Walter would follow suit. Be honest.
All right, so you three, you're getting to the back. As you get around to the back, Shiloh's clamped onto this guy's leg, and he's, trying to hold him up. He's growling. As you round the corner, you see this guy lowering a bottle from his mouth, like something the size of like a little sampler alcohol bottle.
Thin blood. Maybe.
And then he's chucking it to the side and taking a swing at Shiloh.
Emma has pulled out a gun now.
Fair.
Alright, so he currently has potence.
And if she sees him taking a swing... Oh. 1 second.
just unload center mass, unload the clip.
No. A second. Dang it, I need gaze. Damn it.
Alright.
Would he be at all looking at them since they, like a whole herd of them came around the corner, including a giant Dorito?
He's aware of your presence. No, none of you were being stealthy.
He's probably focused
that's
on
fair.
dog, though, I'd imagine.
Alright, so give me an attack roll for dog.
Right.
Oh, yeah, he needs a couple hundred dice. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that lucky dog. 2 successes.
I got 4 with an additional 5.
Okay.
Well, additional 1 to bump it up to 5.
So yeah, he's trying to punch the dog, but the dog is like wiggling him around, yanking the leg, so he can't get a good look at him. Get off me, bud!
I will take your head off if you touch that dog.
It's eating me!
It's holding you. Does he look at her when she's talking?
Yeah, he looks up, he sees the gun.
Stand still. Compel.
Alright, what does another vampire roll to resist that?
Charisma and dominate versus intelligence and resolve.
Intelligence and resolve.
Zay, your mic icon's lighting up on...
I don't know why.
Yeah, I just looked down and I saw it flashing like a strobe light, and I was like,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
I don't know why. I haven't changed any of my settings on that.
Zay's having a party at her place.
It's me and the cat. 3 successes.
3 successes. Ties go to the player. So he stands as still as he can with a dog yanking on his leg.
Shiloh, dear, could you? He's gonna stand still. Shiloh, heal.
Shiloh doesn't know what you're. Shiloh does not understand you. He only knows what his boss told him to do.
Yep.
That's fair.
At that point, given that time, if he sees that there's like, and just suddenly went still,
Yeah.
Kyle will wait till he gets out back, and he'll say, Shiloh, to me.
Then he runs back to you. And he's like checking you for injuries. That was loud.
He's injured. Yeah, that hurt.
To anyone in the area, given the situation that a bomb just went off, I suggest we move this conversation elsewhere. Shall we all take a walk?
Yeah, good point.
Egidio is coming by, pulling large splinters out of his chest, like walkie talk.
That's Kyle with the splinters. You got masonry.
Let's see, y'all. That's right. You parked a little ways off.
Looking at a bit more beefier folks, could we make sure this fine gentleman decides to play nice while we're walking and talking.
Oh, certainly.
Oh, but of course.
So y'all just sort of surround this guy.
Actually, you know what? Mesmerize.
All right.
Okay.
And that is manipulation, dominate versus intelligence and resolve. Three successes. Oh, no, that's, hang on a second, he critted. So that's 5 successes.
The only reason I got 5 was because I critted on the dice too. Like Battle of Willsing this stuff out.
I was hearing like Clash of Fates happening in the background.
All right, so Ty, let's go to the player.
Walk with us, quietly.
As you're exerting your will on him and he's fighting back, his fangs come out, completely. Like you get a real impression he was about to just go for your throat, because part of his critical is his hunger die. But you overpower him and force him to your will.
This is still in our domain, right?
Yes, this is your domain.
That is no way to speak. Or Emma would be a lot smoother than I'm being right now, or would she? That's no
Nobody
way
speaks
to
to your
respect your barons.
I mean, someone just threatened Shiloh, so.
Buddy, what's in your pockets?
But that said, with Mesmerize, he does immediately start following that command. So.
Yeah, he's walking with y'all.
Oh yeah. Where do we want to go from here?
Stuff out of his chest, like, hey
Is he
buddy,
gonna
what's in your
go-
pocket?
Say,
Before we leave, somebody check that building. Somebody stealthy.
I was next to it. It's fucked.
Yeah, but there's shit inside, probably.
Fine. I'll go.
Kyle is pointedly going to be leaving the shrapnel still embedded inside of him, just sort of like
Masquerade.
Yes, but he's tugging the coat sort of over it because he doesn't want to be bleeding everywhere and leaving a blood trail. He's using the splinters as to basically cork the wounds.
All right, so
You gotta see, Egideo's not smart about this thing. You snap it off so that it doesn't bleed, stays staunched in.
all right, so Gideon is checking out the building.
Yes, but Egidio is left.
Yeah, Egideo's left, and he's got.
And
he's,
Kyle
he's
is not
leaving
a
blood
medic.
trail.
All right, so the rest of y'all are walking off. Egidio doubles back into the building.
Oh,
The living room absolutely trashed.
Yep.
Walls, the interior walls damaged in that room that the guy was actually in. You glance in there. Some of it's messed up. The little, what had to be the table he was working at, you see a lot of blocks of C4.
taking all of those.
Shoving them into your pockets.
It's probably more than you could carry.
This guy got a
Walter,
duffel bag
go with him.
anywhere?
Walter, go with him. You didn't say where you were going. Walter, go with him.
Sure, Walter would have doubled with
No.
Egidio.
All you enhanced senses people, you hear like the neighbors stepping out in the street already on the phone with the police.
No, I would say it's safe to say Egidio has like a little bag with him.
Yeah, you can get a few bars of C4.
Yeah.
Shoot, apparently he was sitting here putting the detonators on him, so you know.
Yeah.
Acquire the danger putty.
So yeah, Egidio's acquiring as much danger putty as he can, and he's going to
Curious, buddy.
hide the rest of it.
There's a table that was knocked over by the explosion that spilled out some maps on the floor. You recognize one of the maps is very similar to the one Iola drew out.
Snagging the maps.
All the maps.
All the maps.
The rest of you, well, and a Geo too, your phones start blowing up.
Just glancing at it, but not answering it right now.
The not sheriff. What do they call? What do y'all call y'all's? Y'all's denumerator.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's calling you. Ada's calling you.
Kyle will he'll answer the phone as he's still walking Shiloh. Hello.
We got a lot of neighbors from across the street heading over this way in dirt bikes. You with the enhanced senses, you can hear what sounds like dirt bikes.
What direction were they coming from?
They're leaving from the hospital parking lot, and they're just like
boy.
cutting across the street in the parking lots. Yeah,
They are actively invading our territory.
they seem to be beelining. Shoot, they named that apartment. Like they're cutting past the sleep center and the Waffle House, and they seem to be seem to be headed for the summer courtyard apartments.
Okay.
That basically right where
So-
y'all are at.
Towards Egidio.
Towards us.
Yeah, towards all of you.
Yeah. Yeah, but you
Uh,
guys are getting out.
you know,
So
he
Not that quick.
he's calling the extra muscle. You know, they're heading that way with everything they got. What was that explosion? You know, there was an explosion over that way too.
We'll catch you that up. Or she's not talking on the phone. Why is she?
yeah, Kyle will say, "We found one of the map makers and his danger putty."
So these guys are heading right towards you.
Yeah,
We'll be there to back you up as soon as we can, boss.
you got it.
And we will cut there
Ooh.
because it is right at 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
Thin blood with danger putty and people coming after him in R2 main.
You're not sure it's a thin blood.
They just chugged the potion.
It's a thin blood.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, we rounded the corner. He was chugging a potion.
Oops.
So,
Okay.
yes, it's a thin blood.
Unless it's a Tremere that really likes Gatorade before they cast a spell.
It's the electrolytes is really how you feel that stuff.
It boosts it, yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
It helps keep the blood fresh.
All right. Well, I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Danger buddy.
Best laid plans.
Hope the folks that came by in the chat show back up later. Hope anybody that came by and watched it enjoyed it, and hope you'll be here next week. If you're looking for more games on Dire Bear, check the schedule below because we have more games. Otherwise, we will see y'all again next week.
Bye.
There's my.